All right, welcome back. This is 11:30 to Tiger Podcast. I am your guy. I am Dylan Marsh, and today's show is going to be strictly NBA free agency, and talking about three players only, really. And of course, with the big news of Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors and leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder out to dry and going to chase the title. Kevin Durant signed a 2-year, $40 million contract with a 1-year player option, which keeps it open that if he doesn't like this whole super mega team, that he's going to go elsewhere. And I've heard people say that he's going to go to Washington, go back home to D.C. where he's from. I've heard very optimistic people say he's going to go back to Oklahoma City and go play for the Thunder again. And I've also heard the conspiracy theory of he's actually not going to sign with the Warriors. He's going to drain the whole team out and then go back to Oklahoma City and say he's never left, which, trust me, that's not going to happen. He wants to win that title, and he doesn't feel like it's going to be able to happen in Oklahoma City. But one thing I really realized about this whole process was how all these fans are in Oklahoma City, how they're all dogging on him, burning jerseys, pulling a Cleveland. And the GM for the Thunder, Sam Presti, really put something out there to where I think is extremely respectable. And I quote, he said, they should feel thankful, grateful. They should not, well, let me go ahead and say, I cannot tell them not to be disappointed, but the one thing I would say to the city is it should be incredibly proud of what they've helped create for the Thunder. It's not possible without that. They need to carry on. They need to carry on the spirit and the fight and the grit, because that was here before the Thunder, and that was here before the Thunder. That spirit, the ability to carry, to press forward, that's in the water here. I think it's in all of us. Kevin included was a beneficiary of that approach of what's in Oklahoma. So my message would be carry on and continue to be proud of what it is you represent that's so much bigger than the Thunder, end quote. And even when LeBron left Cleveland, Dan Gilbert had some harsh things to say to LeBron, but now they're buddy-buddy again. But I think that quote right there about Mr. Presti was really humble, and it shows that he's a really respectable guy, and he understands what he was saying. There were reports coming out now that Presti knew that Kevin Durant was not coming back, and that's actually why he made the Oladipo trade. And now people are wondering, what should Oklahoma City do? And there's two options, which one of them I think most Thunder fans would absolutely hate. I hate to think about it. And then the second one is kind of out the window, but you never know. So first I'm going to go ahead and talk about, since Kevin Durant's gone, that the Thunder should start putting Russell Westbrook on the trade block. Because Russell Westbrook is going to be a free agent after next year. And as everyone knows, Westbrook is this glitzy guy who loves the spotlight. He has these crazy fashion stance, and he has his own fashion line. And he's from Los Angeles. He lives in Malibu during the off season. And everyone's pretty sure that he's going to go to Los Angeles next year. And there's already reports saying that he says he's not going to restructure his contract or get an extension, which has a lot of people thinking he's going to be free agent and go sign with the Lakers or the Clippers, which I think it would be the Lakers. And so the Thunder should go ahead and hop on that and get him out of there and not let another free agency go on like this for their fans and their organization, because that would be just as stressful. And this would probably be they could get probably the biggest blockbuster trade in history with Russell Westbrook, because he is arguably the best point guard in the whole NBA. And any team would kill to have Russell Westbrook on their team for a year. And if they trade him to the Lakers, they can get some young talent with D'Angelo Russell. They can get young talent with maybe be able to get Ingram in that trade. Maybe. I'm not sure. But it's either they trade him to either the Lakers and let the Lakers build around him, or this upcoming year, Westbrook gets comfortable with the fact that this is his team. Yes, it was Kevin Durant's team the whole 10 years he was with the Thunder, but it was pretty obvious that Russell Westbrook has been the sole leader of that team because everyone feeds off of his energy. He is the dynamic player. Kevin Durant was just a big shot guy. He was the person that they went to in a clutch. But Westbrook's the point guard. He has the ball in his hands beginning of every possession. And you can just tell he is the leader of that team. And now he's going to actually be able to say this is his team for a year. And whenever the reports say he's not going to restructure his contract or get an extension, maybe that's because the cap space is supposed to go up even more next year, which that doesn't mean he's going to stay, but it could mean he's going to hold out and try to get more money because he can get a lot of money next year, especially from the Thunder. And even with Oladipo, I think him and Oladipo will play great next year because Westbrook is a triple-double machine. He can score as well as pass in the same game. He doesn't have to give up one to do the other. And he was able to do that because he had KD, Serge Ibaka, Deion Waiters, all these shot people who can just knock down their shots. But now since we have Oladipo, but Kevin Durant and Ibaka are gone, it's going to be a little harder. So the Thunder, their second option is to build the team around Westbrook because we don't know what they're saying. Sam Presti said he's been talking to Westbrook, but he says he's not going to comment on anything about that. So we don't know what's going on with that. But if we build around Westbrook, we need to get a big lineup like we did this past year when we took the Warriors to 7. Because when they took the Warriors to 7, it was because of their size. They were killing it on rebounds, and every time they tried to drive in, a lot of times Steven Adams or Ernest Cantor was sitting there ready for them. And the Thunder are going to have to get rid of either Cantor or Adams. Now, I think Cantor's on the block right now. And Cantor he's great trade value because he's a great scorer. But with Kevin Durant gone, that opens up about close to $20 million in cap room for the Thunder. So they can easily sign a big-name player, a great scorer. They can easily fill that small forward position. Because right now, in the small forward position, is Kyle Singler. Who? Now remember the white boy who played for Duke in college? He's a great player. It's just he's still with the Thunder because he's a great role player. He says he loves Oklahoma City, but I don't think he fits Oklahoma City really well. I think he's not a excellent shooter. He's more of a great defender. He's a great passer. He only knocks down shots when he's wide open, which in the Thunder offense, you're not going to get a lot of wide open shots. And another thing about KD's 2-year contract with 1-year player option is he can see if he likes this team, the superstar team, like I said earlier, he can leave and go anywhere. And maybe he did this because he was going to see what Russell Westbrook's going to do. And what if they team up in Los Angeles? Or if you're going to be an optimist, be someone who, if you're an Oklahoma City fan and you're going to sit there and think, KD did this so he can go get a championship and come back home, you can think about that too. But I don't see that happening. But I do see Los Angeles getting KD and Russell Westbrook. I can easily see that happening. Just still have to give away all the young talent that they've gotten over the past 2 years to let that happen. But it would basically be the Thunder moving to LA this past couple of years for sure. And another thing about Russell Westbrook is I think he can easily convince KD to go to LA. Yes, KD is he seems like one of those small town guys where he plays doesn't matter. He went to San Francisco. I don't know if San Francisco is like a great place, or Oakland technically, but that's where he went. He went to go win a title, and then I think if he wins the title, he'll stay. And if he doesn't, I'm not sure. I just don't think he'll stay because I think there's too much ego on that team to to keep up. You know, we've seen it with players like Carmelo who say they want to win a championship, but they won't give up shots. Well, the Warriors are different, and they were perfect because everybody had their own certain role in that dynamic offense. You know, Curry and Clay shooting threes, Draymond doing everything, Curry being the sort of assist guy, and then all their bench players. But then when you get someone like KD who averages close to 25 points a game, with Curry who averages 30 and Klay Thompson who averages close to 25 too, you think they're going to give up their shots? And if they do, that's going to be extremely impressive, and it shows me that they are willing to win no matter what. They do not care about stats, awards, or anything. All they care about is winning championships. And I can see Curry doing that, but I don't know if I can see Draymond and Klay doing that. And now we're going to be moving on to the other free agent everyone's starting to talk about now since the Kevin Durant saga is over with, is Dwayne Wade. And interesting news with Dwayne Wade is things were going around saying that he was going to sign with the Milwaukee Bucks. He was going to meet with the Knicks. And last night, reports were saying that after the whole Kevin Durant thing, just everyone found out where he was going, and he was going to the Warriors. That night, Dwayne Wade was on a plane with LeBron James and Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavs. And now, today, Dwayne Wade has canceled his meetings with the Bucks this week. Now, does that mean Dwayne Wade's going to the Cavs? Sure looks like it. And if Dwayne Wade goes to the Cavs, oh my goodness. One, yes, there'll be someone who can easily keep up with the Warriors. And two, how are they going to do it? Because Dwayne Wade and LeBron are both going to have to take huge pay cuts. And they're probably going to have to release either J.R. Smith or Iman Shumpert, maybe both. They already got rid of Mozgov. But they would take these huge pay cuts. And if Dwayne Wade goes to Cleveland, if they figure all this out, because Dwayne Wade was looking for at least $40 million contract. But I think LeBron James, one of his best friends in the world, convinces him to play for cheap and play for titles, then I will tell you that the NBA Finals are going to be ridiculous. But everything from January to the conference finals are going to be awful. No one's going to care about it. And this is what I do not like about free agency right now, because if free agency this year carries over to these next few years and there are just 2 or 3 teams that everyone wants to go play for, then the fun of watching NBA is going to be gone. Because what fan's going to want to buy a $70 ticket to go watch the Miami Heat play the Golden State Warriors? Yes, some people want to go buy the tickets to go watch this team play. But if you're a true fan of a true team and not a bandwagon, why would you want to spend that money or spend time watching your team get demolished like that? Because you'll watch them through the season and they'll be fine. But when it gets to the playoffs, you know, if the Warriors and Cavs are healthy, no matter who they play, I think it's going to be a massacre. You know, given the Knicks or maybe even the Bulls. And the Warriors side, it would be the Spurs. And maybe the Thunder if they can get the right pieces. But everything's going to be boring from January to the conference finals because it seems like we already know who's going to make it there, like we did this year. Because everyone predicted that these two teams would be in the playoffs. The championship again. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm not really excited about this because the NBA is going to start getting a lot more money. Next year is going to be so much more money, which means these teams with these big players can go ahead and sign another max contract. And you might have another Kevin Durant go to the Warriors. You could have another Dwayne Wade go to the Cavs, someone of that caliber. And if that happens, I think the interest of the NBA is going to go down. I hope not. I love watching basketball, but I might have to resort to start watching college basketball through the season. So, all right. I told y'all it was going to be strictly NBA today, but today I am going to start the second Average Joe Athlete of the Week. And this one's not really an athlete. It's more hand-eye coordination and luck. And I just laughed how he celebrated this catch. Y'all watch this catch right here. It's a Seattle-Houston game. Foul ball by Justin Smoke. Goes up into the stands. And it takes a while, but you will see what happens.
Caught it in his beer. How about that?
Dude catches the ball in his beer cup, cracks his whole cup, and then just basically shotguns the beer all over his perfect little jacket. He does not give a crap. I would not.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he was pretty calm about it, wasn't he?
Do it every day.
To sign this guy because this guy
taking a hit.
seems like he'd be a lot of trouble. But anyway, that's my show for today, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Keep a lookout for the next one. Have a good day.